How you doing today? Welcome to Ballistic Brooks. Today we've got a pretty cool video for you. I managed to get my hands on an old retired state trooper police body armor vest, and I've actually never seen one of these up close. It's actually pretty neat. It's got like a couple different layers to it. Now the back plate, it's just a level 2 soft body armor Kevlar in here. But my thing is you know, you see all these things, you see a lot of videos of people shooting body armor and whatnot, but you never really see the odd calibers that you know, tested on them that not a lot of people talk about. You don't really know a lot about them. So we're going to do that today. We're going to play around with a couple oddball ammunitions that you don't normally see, and we'll see if this is able to stop them as well. According to some of the stuff that I'm reading on this, it should, but we just want to find out for sure, just for redneck science anyways. So what we got here is this thing has got a level 2 Kevlar panel in the back. Alright, so as you can see, it's a level 2 soft body armor. This is made back in May of 2012, so might be a little outdated, but it still should work just fine, especially for the redneckery we're about to do with it anyways. But yeah, so you've got one of these panels in the back of the plate carrier, and then you've also got one in the front. But also in the front of this thing, it has another little plate in the front. It's like it's a really light, hard plate. I'm not sure exactly what it's made of, or if it's just another tight compress of Kevlar. Not 100% sure, but this is just a level 1, but it states everything on here that it's supposed to be able to stop. And according to this, it'll stop an FN. So that's kind of neat. We might be able to test that theory today a little bit. So I brought out a few different rounds for us to play with. Oh yeah, this also has, not sure what this is, if this is just for, you know, trying to catch some of the broken fragments that come through this or what, but it's got an extra little Kevlar panel behind this plate in the front of the carrier that's still in front of that level 2 soft plate. So I'm really curious to see what it's going to do. Today I brought out some 5.7x28, and I brought out 22 TCM, and I brought both those out, and I've got it in a pistol and in a rifle for both the 5.7x28 and the 22 TCM. And then I brought out 9mm just to make sure it's going to stop normal rounds. And all right, now that I was able to actually get this thing put back together, not very easy. I'm going to start with the back panel, just the level 2, because that's supposed to be rated to stop 9mm, 357 SIG, 357 Magnum, 40, and 45 ACP. So I didn't bring all that out today. I'm more interested in seeing what the 22 TCM and the 5.7x28 is going to do today. But I'm going to start out, I'm going to shoot it with a 22, we'll shoot it with 9mm. I'll show you the guns a little bit that I'm going to be using today, and we'll kind of see where it goes from there and see what happens. Let's go over and take a look at the guns we're going to use today. First off, we're going to start out with the 22, which today I've got my P322. It's got a Hydra AL, that's the CGS suppressor on here. Nice little 22 suppressor, works pretty great. It's only 22 long rifle, but for a setup like this, it's pretty nice. And I've got the SIG Romeo Elite on here. This is a really nice little pistol. Really fun gun to shoot. I'm really glad SIG came out with a nice little training 22 pistol, because this is just a sexy little package. It really is. So this will be the 22 we're going to use today, and then we'll move on to 9mm. And today for 9mm, I brought out, it's a Rock Island 1911. It is the A2 FS TAC. It's a double stack 9mm. This thing is just smooth as butter. It's just a nice shooting pistol. And to stick with the Rock Island, because that's what I've got my 22 TCM in as well, I brought out, it's the Rock Island, it's the M1911, the A1 FS TAC, and this is chambered in 22 TCM. This is a single stack version, still a super fun gun to shoot, smooth as butter as well. Just a nice 1911. You can't beat a 1911. So then also, to get into the 5.7x28, today I brought out my Ruger 57, which, if you don't know what this is, you must be living under a rock, because this thing was huge when it first came out. It's basically replaced the FN 57 by cutting the price in half, so the sales on this went through the roof right off the bat. But Yeah, this is double stack, 20 rounds in the mag. It's just nice and light. It's got the cutouts and the slide. This is just a really fun gun to shoot as well. And then for rifles for today, I brought out the Ruger LC Carbine, which takes the exact same mags as the Ruger 57. I've got this set up, topped off with a little Crimson Trace red dot on here. It came factory with the flip-up sights. Those are nice. It has the collapsible stock for transport, and it does function with the collapsible stock on there. Let's see. And it's got a non-reciprocating charging handle over here. Got your ambidextrous safety. Got your bolt release, your mag release over here on this side for right-handers. But yeah, so we're gonna take some rounds through this and see how this thing runs too, because I actually have not even shot this yet. So, and then we went with, for 22 TCM out of a rifle, I ended up going with the it's just a Rock Island. It is the M22 TCM. It's the BA. It's set up, it's got a nice little bench rest stock on here. Nice accurate little rifle. Starting out with the 322. Don't really need ear pro for this one. This thing is super quiet with a suppressor on it. But it comes with a 20 round magazine. I'm gonna run a couple rounds through it to show it functions well, and then we're gonna put a couple rounds in that level 2 plate and see how it does. I'm gonna blame that on ammunition. I'm not gonna blame the SIG for that, because it's just cheap bulk ammunition we're running today. So we're gonna put 2 of them in the plate right here on the back side. I'm gonna put 1 low and 1 high. All right, let's take a look at that and see what it did. So we've got our one impact up here, and the other one looks like it was right there. I can feel them in the panel, and back in here there's nothing came through. It caught them right in the front of them Kevlar plates. It didn't even make it very far in there. Didn't even break the you want to come look in here? Didn't even break the fabric on the inside or nothing. So definitely stopped the 22, which we were hoping for, because if it didn't, we'd kind of have a short video on our hands. All right, let's step up. We'll do the 9mm now, and see if this level 2 plate will stop that pretty easily. All right, now we're gonna step up 9mm. We've got the 1911 from Rock Island here. We're loaded up with just standard 115 grain ball ammunition, full metal jackets. Honestly, these are probably gonna have some of the best chance of going through that. But I also did bring some jacketed hollow points. So we'll run a couple of these, and then I'll put a couple hollow points in. We'll run those on it too, to make sure we're not gonna have any difference in comparison to ammunition. So we'll run a few rounds through it, show the cycle and function of it, and I'll put 1 round in the back of that plate carrier and see how it does. I'm just gonna put 1 in the plate. Alright, let's see what it does. I imagine it's gonna splatter that watermelon, so just from the impact alone. Alright, safety's on, let's go check this out. Oh yeah, look at that, got some watermelon juices coming out of the bottom already. Because regardless, this is gonna stop the bullet, but if you're wearing this, you're still gonna feel it. It's gonna hurt you. So let's see if we can find our impact. Feels like it was about right there. A little low, but oh, I put hurting on that watermelon. Either way, whether you're wearing a vest or not, I still wouldn't want to be shot, I can tell you that. But it definitely caught the bullet. There's nothing that came through. I'll take a look down in there. Got some green on the inside of the panel from where it hit that watermelon, but nothing came through it. Bunched up that Kevlar a little bit, but I can feel the bullet right in the front of that Kevlar. I wasn't even close to going through that. So, all right, let's get this reset up, and we'll jump onto the 5.7x28. All right, before we go on to the 5.7x28, I wanted to try out the self-defense ammunition. This is Black Hills 115 grain jacketed hollow points. I got 2 of them loaded up. I'm gonna put 1 high and 1 low, just like I did with the 22, just to kind of see if they do any extra damage, if they go through. I just wanna kind of round it out and make sure it's gonna stop everything before I hit it with the ones that I think are gonna make it through. So let's see how this does. Now that watermelon's definitely bleeding now. So we got 1 hit here, and then the other one, not sure if it's right there. Okay. Yeah, looking like it's gonna be right there and right there. So we hit high and low like we wanted. Let's take a look at this and see. Ooh, that definitely transferred a lot more energy because it just splattered that watermelon inside of there. All right. Now that we're done with the 9mm, I kind of want to pull this panel out and take a look at it before we start hitting it with other stuff. Let's see how it fared through all of this, because I'm not seeing anything that went through. Everything still seems to be intact. It's just definitely taking some damage. Get this out of here. Oh yeah. Alright, now we can see all of our impacts. Looks like this 9mm, this hollow point I hit it with, went right in by one of them 22s. All the rest of them, you can see the back of that bullet right there where it just mushroomed right out. You got some up there as well. Yeah, it's definitely stopping everything. It's doing what it's made to do. Got a little bit of deformation of the fabric on the back, but yeah, working just fine, stopping the rounds. So at least we know we're not using fake armor, that's for sure. It ain't nothing off Wish. So I'm gonna put this back together, reset this up, and then we're gonna jump into the 5.7x28 and see what that can do to it. And then if we end up going through this level 2 plate on the back, we're going to switch it around and we're gonna shoot the front with that extra level 1 plate and see how much of a difference that makes. And if we can't get through it with pistol calibers, we're gonna wind up jumping up to some rifles on the next video. 'Cause I got plans for this thing if it stops everything today, that's for sure. So now that we went through the stuff that we know this thing will stop, at least what it's rated for, we're gonna hit this level 2 plate back here with the Ruger 57. Give you a good look at that again. It's just a pretty gun, just pretty. And we're loaded up with some 40 grain full metal jackets, Federals. I think they're gonna go through. Leave it down in the comments. Tell me what you're gonna think. All right, let's see how they do. Let's see what happens. Hardest part's finding these little tiny holes. Let's see, ooh, right down here is where it hit. I can feel it on the inside, and it looks like it passed clean through. Looks like it went right into that watermelon. Let's open this up and take a look at it. Come here. Yeah, look at that. Looks like it blew right through that Kevlar plate, right into that watermelon. It did not go through the watermelon though. That's surprising. It looks like it slowed it down just enough to, it put the round in there. Give me a second. I might tear into that, see if I can find that bullet and see what it looks like. Yeah, looks like it went, yeah, it looks like it went clean through that. Got all the fabric ripped right out of the way. Seeing the hole right through, so. Well, the level 2 will definitely not stop 5.7x28, that's for sure. But now, I do want to put this back in. I want to repeat this same test with the 22 TCM because it's these rounds are very similar. They're coming out about right around 17 to 2,000 foot per second, and the 22 TCM is doing the same thing. So I want to see if the 22 TCM passes clean through this plate too, and then we'll tear this watermelon apart, see if we can find that bullet. Just put that together real quick. All right, and again, we've got the Rock Island, the FS-A1 1911 single stack 22 TCM. Those are 40 grain soft tip hollow points. It's basically one of the few ammunitions you can get for this gun. So let's see what one of these does to this plate. See that fireball? It's just a nice gun. I like this caliber. All right, let's take a look. Well, there's a piece of one of the 9mm sticking right through. All right, feels like I'm thinking I might have hit right around the same spot. Yeah, I think I hit right close to the same spot. I'm gonna put another round in it real quick. I'm gonna hit it a little bit higher, but it looks like hitting in that same spot it went right through. But I want to make sure we're going to give it its actual chance to stop it. So we'll step back again and take another poke at it. Hit it a little bit higher this time. All right, I think that one's better. That watermelon's definitely bleeding now. All right, let's lay that down. Oh my goodness. It definitely went straight through. It's just I think I hit it right in the same spot again. Consistency, guys. Consistency. All right, I'm gonna put one more in it. I'm definitely gonna hit it higher this time. I gotta stop aiming for the same spot, so. All right, let's see if I can do it this time. All right, that looked like it was a little bit higher. Let's check that out. Yes, it was. And with that not being, let's go ahead and take a look at that. With that not being with that watermelon, it stopped it. It looks like it stopped that 22 TCM. The first one went right through, right where that 5.7 went through, but it managed to stop that 22 TCM in there. Let's take a look at that watermelon. That's where the one went through. It exited as well. Oh, that's interesting. So where it passed through by the 5.7 hole, it ended up passing clean through. I'm not seeing, doesn't look like it hit this other plate though. Wondering if it may have veered out somewhere along the line. Huh, that's interesting. All right, let's pull this panel out, take a look at it now that we have a couple of pass-throughs on it. All right, now let's get that plate out of here. Yeah, you can see where I was just stacking them. Oh, one of these 9mm is just rolling around in here. We'll pull that out in a second. Yeah, right there's our hole where the 5.7 went through and the 22 TCM. We do have a hole up here. It didn't look like that went through, but it looks like it went through on the back side here. Weird, I didn't see any more holes in that watermelon, but it looks like it. I'm wondering if it's just the pressure from the round hitting the back of that. It stopped it. There's not a hole in the Kevlar itself, it's just the coating over top of it. So it looks like it would manage to stop that 22 TCM, but the 5.7 made it through. So we're gonna flip this thing around. We're gonna hit that front plate on here and see how much better that does against that 5.7. So let me get this put back together real quick. All right, I was thinking about going back and shooting this level 1 plate in front of the level 2 soft panels with the 9mm first, but honestly, there's no point. We know the level 2 itself will stop it. We've got all the bullets to prove it. So I'm gonna go right back into the 5.7x28 with the with them Full Metal Jacket 40 grain Federals. We're just gonna hit that plate once, take a look at it, see if it stops it. We'll shoot it with a 22 TCM, and then we'll move on to rifle versions of these same bullets. So, all right, see if we can get a little bit more velocity out of them. All right, hopefully I didn't hit too low on that one. Cannot see where I hit it though. And bullets are so small, they don't really. There it is. You can barely see a mark right there where it hit that plate, but you can see the bulge in the back, and this level 1 plate all by itself stopped that. So that's interesting. So I'm gonna put this back in where we'll shoot it with the 22 TCM and see if it does the exact same thing. All right, so now we're gonna hit it with the 22 TCM. We're still loaded up with the same 40 grain soft nose hollow points. It managed to stop that 5.7, so it's almost guaranteed going to stop this because this didn't even make it through the level 2 plate. So, all right, let's see what it does. I can see the hole on this one. It hit right there. Oh yeah, that hollow point left a little bit bigger hole in there, but same thing, a little bit of back face deformation, but it stopped it easily. All right, let's step up. We'll use the LC carbine, see if we can get a little bit more velocity out of that 5.7 and see if that'll pass through that. Now we're gonna step up, we're gonna use the LC carbine. Being a 16-inch barrel, we should get a little bit more velocity out of these, maybe a couple hundred foot per second. We'll see if it'll make it through. We're still loaded up with the same 40 grain full metal jacket Federals. Let's, I don't know, I think it's gonna stop it. This plate's been actually very impressive today. All right, let's take a look at it. All right, you can see our hole right here. So our second 5.7 by 28 hit right there, and it stopped it with ease. That is impressive. I was not expecting that at all. All right, I want to hit it with a 22 TCM out of the 20-inch barrel. Let's see if that makes any difference. All right, and we're loaded up with the same soft nose hollow points that we shot out of the pistol. We got a 20-inch barrel now. I don't know, at the rate we're going today, I don't think we're gonna make it through this body armor. Not with anything that I brought. All right, let's take a peek. Man, it's definitely got a lot more crack to it. It's coming out of there quite a bit faster, so let's go see what it did. See if we can find our impact. Yeah, looks like it's right there. See that? You can see the old holes right there, and you can see that one right there. Pull this out. Oh, yet again, this little plate. This is just supposed to be a little level 1 plate, and this is stopping just about everything today. Man, that is impressive. I'm really impressed with this. We haven't even put any beading on the level 2 plate behind it yet. Wow. Well, kind of blows me away a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting that 5.7 to go right through that. We know that the level 2 can't stop it, but well, seeing how we were unable to beat this body armor with ammunition that I brought today, I'm just gonna set that aside. We're gonna do a second video on this. We'll do a number 2 and see if we can find some other strange calibers and see if we can find anything that'll go through it without jumping into anything huge. So obviously we know when we get into rifle rounds, we're gonna go right through this stuff, but I'd like to stick with some handgun ammunition that could possibly do it. So we're gonna take this, set it right aside. We've got an extra watermelon here, and I've got, looks like one of them rounds, that back face deformation put a little divot in the watermelon. Like I said, I still wouldn't want to be shot with body armor or no body armor at all. So we'll set this aside, and I got a lot of half-loaded magazines left to finish off, so got some bad guy splatter targets up here and some sodas. We'll take care of those to end the video off with a bang. All right, we're gonna run the 1911 22 TCM again, loaded up with the same ammunition we've been loaded with all day long. Let's see if we can get this thing to run without jamming up on us at all. So this thing just shoots so nice. Man, that's impressive. I don't like that guy. Where'd you go? Full magazine, no jams. And I don't know if you can tell with this sun, it's super bright out. Maybe next time we take this out, we'll hit a little bit lower light, but the fireball that comes out of this thing is just impressive. All right, let's empty out the rest of these magazines. Looks like we're gonna go quiet for a minute with the 322 again. Loaded up with some standard bulk 22 ammunition. Right in the nose, right in the nose. Ah, I'm gonna jack that up to ammunition again. This is some cheap Federal bulk ammo. Ooh, I think we got the GoPro with that soda. Sorry about that. Let's get one of them bad guys. I know they got rounds in their head, but man, this ammo is dirty. I think I'm gonna have to throw the rest of this stuff away. Alright. Got that emptied out. Let's see what else we got left over here. Alright, now we got the Rock Island, the A2, loaded up with 115 grain full metal jackets. This thing usually cycles pretty smooth, but this ammunition that I bought is absolutely junk, so. Oh, knocked my sodas down. That's the problem I have with this ammunition. It's been doing this a lot. It's that precision ammunition I bought off of, I think it was, ended up being Midway I bought this stuff off of. Either Midway or Outdoor Limited, so. See if we can get through the rest of this mag without it jamming up on us again. Right, last 2 rounds, cycled. Let's see what else we got. I think we got some 5.7 loaded up that we got to empty out too. Here we are again with the Ruger 57. 40 grain full metal jacket Federals. Just bulk ammunition, but this stuff seems to run pretty well. Alright, let's let her eat. What's that all about? Last round. Didn't load it, just stovepiped right out of the top. That's weird. Put some rounds through the LC carbine, and for not actually shooting this before and putting many rounds through it, this is a nice little gun. We'll have to put a few rounds through it, maybe do a review on this, see what everybody thinks about it. So, but for now, let's just empty this bad boy off. All my sodas are falling down. That ran pretty smooth. Very nice. Alright, I got 4 rounds left in the magazine on this. I'm going to destroy them last couple pieces of watermelon and them sodas. I'm a little disappointed in the 22 TCM today. I expected it to go through that body armor, but man, even out of a pistol shooting that watermelon, you don't get a lot of that from pistol rounds. So let's see what it'll do to the rest of this watermelon and these couple sodas that are down here. I think it's going to destroy them pretty good. We should be able to get some good GoPro footage of it. So. Chunks of watermelon coming back and hitting my truck. Alright, last round, we got 1 can of soda left. Can I hit it? I think that did it. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to do a body armor part 2 video on that plate carrier. I'd like to hit it with a couple other different handgun calibers and see what it does. So, but hope you like the guns I brought out today, and I got some cleaning to do. We made quite a mess of the range, and we got soda all over them GoPro down there. So we'll get that cleaned up, and we'll see you next time.